Hi and welcome everybody. So today we are going to make veg dhan saag. It is also called as masala dal chawal and it's a Parsi speciality and it's really good. So let's go through the ingredients. So first what you need is you need some tur dal, and I have taken around 2 cups of tur dal and I have soaked it in water for around 20 minutes. Then what we need is we need some crushed garlic, we need green chilies, we need some curry leaves. If you have fresh curry leaves, please use that. And then what you need is you need this bay leaf. Now this is, if you don't have it, you can skip it, but it's just going to give a really nice flavor. So you could get it in any of the Indian stores. Then what you need is, in terms of vegetables, you need onions. So I have taken like 1 large onion and I have chopped it. If you're making it in India, so I would say 1.5 onion you would need. Then I have chopped around 1.5 tomatoes. And I have taken 1 big potato and I have cut it into big pieces like this, because you're going to put everything in the pressure cooker and you don't want it to be really, small, so that you can't really, feel the potato when you're eating it. Well, some people also like to put pumpkin, so you could even cut some pumpkin and then put it, but I'm going to skip that for now. Then in terms of the spices, you need salt, you need red chili powder. My red chili powder, I have to refill it, but it's enough for me to make this dish. Then we will need some garam masala, we'll need some coriander powder, we'll need some jeera. Now the most important ingredient is your dhan saag masala. So I was so happy when I could find this dhan saag masala in Canada in an Indian store, and I'm like, okay, if they have dhan saag masala, then I don't have to worry about anything else. So if you're in India, you can definitely, find dhan saag masala. I feel this brand, which is Mangal, the taste is really nice. Like all the different companies can have, different taste of the dhan saag masala, but I think Mangal is good. But I also know that a lot of Parsis would swear by Setni, if I'm not mistaken. That's the brand that, I have seen a lot of people recommending. So if you have access to that, please go ahead. If not, Mangal would kind of work out for us. Then usually, now dhan saag is basically a lentil, okay, which is actually cooked with a lot of vegetables, and you normally eat it with rice. Now that is brown rice, but there's a different way in which you make it as brown rice. So you're going to take white rice only. I've taken around 2 cups of rice and I have soaked it in water. What you need is you need some sugar. So you're going to caramelize the sugar and then add the rice. So I'll kind of show you, how that is done. So let's start the recipe. So first what you want to do is you can take a cooker like this. I've put around 1 spoon of clarified butter or ghee, and I can see that it's nicely melted. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to put in my green chilies. I'm going to put in a little bit of curry leaves. Okay, then goes in my bay leaf. Now what you want to do is you want to add some jeera. So a good nice 1.5 spoon in fact of jeera. And I'm going to let it cook for at least 2 to 3 minutes till all my jeera is spluttering nicely. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some garlic. So be a little generous in adding the garlic. So I'm going to use, a full spoon like this and let it cook nicely. Sorry. This recipe is really quick and it's so tasty. And since everything is, going in the cooker, you don't have to be very careful about cutting the vegetables very well. You could just coarsely cut it and it really doesn't matter. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put in all of my onions. So here goes in my onions. Now remember, whenever you put the onion, you can always put salt at this point of time, because it will help the onions to cook quickly. So looking at the amount of dal that I have, I'm going to put around 1.5 spoon of salt. So nicely mix it together and cook the onions for at least 4 to 5 minutes. till it is changing the color a bit. Mix it all nicely, and as you can see that it's now become a little translucent. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to put in all of my tomatoes. So here goes in the tomatoes. And now you have to make sure that you are nicely cooking the tomatoes, because the raw taste of the tomatoes that has to go away. So at this point of time, I'm also going to put in my spices. So I'm going to put a good 1 full spoon and a half spoon of red chili powder. Then goes in 1/4 spoon of garam masala, 1/4 spoon of coriander powder. Okay. Mix it nicely. And now you're going to use your dhansak masala. So the main flavor comes from the dhansak masala, so this has to be in more amount as compared to all the other masalas. So I'm going to put like 3 full spoon of dhansak masala. Okay, you can measure it, but I'm putting it as per my estimate because I've cooked it a lot of times. So good 3 full spoon of dhansak masala. And now just let the masala cook with the onions and tomatoes just for another 2 or 3 minutes. So now what I'm going to do is now I'm going to throw in my potatoes. And now goes in my tur dal. Now just give it a nice stir. Now what you want to do is you want to add water. Now you want to add water till it is completely covering all the vegetables and the dal, and it's at least 1.5 inch more than that. Okay, that's it. Give it a nice stir. And now what you're going to do is you're going to nicely cover it, and we are going to let it cook for around 3 whistles, 3 long whistles and 2 small whistles. Okay, so I'm now gonna close my cooker. Remember, the flame has to be at high. The flame has to be at high for 3 big whistles, and then we are going to reduce the flame for 2 small whistles. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how do we make the caramelized rice which goes with this. Okay, so now we are going to make caramelized brown rice. So first what you need to do is you need to heat a pan, put some oil in it. So I put around 3 spoons of oil, and then what you need to do is you need to put some sugar. Okay, generously put around 1.5 to 2 spoons of sugar. And now your flame has to be on medium heat, and do not try to stir it or something. Just leave it the way it is, and you will see that the sugar is getting caramelized and it's actually turning brown. So you just have to wait at this point of time. So as you can see that now, the sugar has totally caramelized and it's brown in color. Now what you want to do is you want to throw in your rice and you want to put some water. Be very careful at this point of time because it is going to splutter, because you're going to put, something very cold, right? So let's see, and I hope it does not splutter. So just put in a good amount of water. Now as you see that it was really spluttering for me as well. So just be careful at this point. Now as you can see that the entire water has this brownish tinge on it, right? Now what you want to do is just put in your rice. Be careful. Okay, after putting in the rice, nicely stir it together. Now very important to put salt. Do not forget to put salt in the rice, okay? Because people who are used to eating salt in rice will actually find that, you know, the flavor is not good. So do put a little bit of salt. So just around 1.5 spoons of salt. And you can just let it cook for around 15 to 20 minutes. Keep checking in between. You don't want the rice to be very mushy, but you want it to be nicely cooked. So I'll show you exactly how it is. So guys, as you can see that now our rice is almost cooked. There's just a little bit of water, so I'm waiting for it to be nicely, you know, soaked into the rice, and there's a nice brown color to it. If you want it to be more brown in color, you could just add a little more of sugar during the initial stage of caramelization. So I would say I think we just have around 5 minutes to go and our dish is going to be ready. So guys, as you can see, I've just opened the lid of the cooker and this is how it's looking. Now what I'm going to do is, if you feel that there are still a little bit of dal, you just nicely stir it. If you want, you can also use a hand blender, but I think if you just stir it for around 5 minutes, then the consistency of the dal should be appropriate. So I'm just stirring it. So guys, this is the consistency of the dal that we want. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to plate and I'm going to show you how, you know, it is eaten. So first what you're going to do is you're going to, you know, you could take a bowl like this, and I'm going to first put a layer of rice, then I'm going to put the dal over it. Now we also, like, there's a particular technique to eat it, and trust me, if you eat it in that way only, then you'll get the real flavor. So let me explain that to you. So finally, this is how my dhansak is looking. Now always have a little bit of tomato and a little bit of onion and a wedge of lime. So so the way it is eaten is that, you know, you'll kind of take this and just put it over your dhansak, and also put some drops of lemon and then eat it, and you're gonna get, you know, a really good flavor. You can also eat this dal with pav, and trust me, the taste is amazing. Like, you know, I would say if I had to choose whether I should have dhansak with rice or with pav, I think that, you know, with pav it actually tastes a little better. So guys, I hope that you enjoyed the video. Please do, you know, try this recipe out. It is really good, so healthy, so filling, and the taste is really different. Guys, please do like, share and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you back with another interesting recipe. Bye.